Well, hi. It's been a while, hasn't it? Well, I've been a little bit busy as a professor here at Towson University, where I teach astronomy. But in addition to doing that, I'm also director of our planetarium. And we're going to take a close look at it right now. Pretty cool, huh? Well, here it is, the Towson University Planetarium. And let's take a quick look around. The first thing people see when they walk in is the dome suspended from the ceiling. That's because modern planetarium domes are, in fact, suspended structures, only they're normally kind of flush with the ceiling line, and people don't really see that the dome is, in fact, suspended. The dome is also tilted by about 15 degrees, and that allows people to see into the sky without having to strain their necks too much. The dome material is a product called nanoseam. So it's got these tiny perforations which allows heat to ventilate through, but the panels are lined together in such a way that when the projectors are on and the house lights are turned down, you don't notice any seams or anything like that in the sky. And that's a really nice feature because I've been in domes where you can still see the gaps in between the panels, even under a starry sky, and it just kind of ruins the illusion. But this gives you a really nice, clean projection, and I think that just makes the experience that much more immersive. Traditional planetariums make use of an optomechanical projector. So if you've ever been in one of those older museums and they got that really cool star ball in the middle of the floor, well, we don't use that here. It's a shame because, believe it or not, even the older projectors still produce razor-sharp images of stars. However, in a small planetarium like ours, you don't want to have a great big projector taking up floor space that could otherwise be used for seating. So we rely on a pair of 4K projectors. And these are ordinary off-the-shelf projectors that have been modified to present a fisheye image onto the screen. Or really, half of a fisheye. In other words, the bottom half is masked off and only the top half sends off any light. We keep one projector in the front, we keep another in the back, and the two images are digitally blended together to create a seamless sky. And as a side note, when the projectors are first turned on, if you actually try to look at the stars, you'll see double stars in the sky because the images haven't quite lined up. But as the projectors warm up, the images will thermally blend into place. So as long as they maintain their calibration, you get a really nice clean sky every time. Now, the system that we use to drive the projectors is called SciDome. It's actually an older system that's discontinued, but it's based off of Starry Night 7 from Simulation Curriculum. It was originally developed as a desktop application, but Spitz adapted it to work inside of a planetarium environment, and it's great for doing things like showing people the night sky, what constellations are up tonight, the positions of the planets and the moon and so forth. You know, your typical starry sky planetarium presentation. But when it comes to flying around the universe, I really like to use OpenSpace. OpenSpace is a full dome data visualization tool that was partly funded by NASA. Because it's a data visualization tool, we can model the motions of the planets around the sun. We can also fly around the solar system and indeed throughout the universe. We could take a look at where exoplanets are located in the sky, how far our radio signals have traveled into the universe, fly up above the Milky Way galaxy, and even fly through data sets such as the Sloan Digital Sky Survey. People love it when I fly them out to the very edge of the universe and they can just see how tiny they are and even how small the Milky Way galaxy is compared to the vast cosmos laying around us. And people feel so small and insignificant, and I like to remind them that that's because they are. Now, this is a university, so our planetarium's primary mission is education. That's why we bring in our introductory astronomy classes. But we also use the planetarium for our geology classes, our computer science, mathematics, geography, and even advanced animation classes as people work out different ideas of animation on the dome. In addition to education, we also use our planetarium for public outreach. That's why we offer a free public show on the third Friday of every month. The planetarium can officially seat around 50 people or so, but we often exceed that by a large amount whenever we have public shows or school field trips, or even when organizations around the university want to come and use the planetarium for a special event. So that's our planetarium. What do you think? Hey, it's a great place to be, and if you'd ever like to come and visit it, just check out our website at towson.edu/planetarium. I'll have a link in the description below. You can find out about upcoming shows, and you can even subscribe to our mailing list. And speaking of subscribe, feel free to do just that and ring the notification bell. And let me also just say a big shout out to my patrons for their patience in my working through the semester and getting back onto YouTube. Can't wait to be doing more and seeing you again. Until next time, stay curious, my friend.